The movie begins in a small town called Ever. An elderly couple, Jerry and Marge Selbee, go to a convenience store in their pickup truck to buy lottery tickets. They have discovered a mathematical trick that helps them predict and almost win a state lottery game. But their story actually starts earlier. Before this, Jerry is shown waking up early in the morning for his job at a cornflakes factory, where he has worked since he was young. One day, he is told to meet the board of directors. He tries to explain that even though he is old, he is still good at his job and very skilled with numbers. But they tell him it is time for him to retire. That night, Jerry and Marge have a small dinner with their family and friends, including their children Doug and Dawn, and their friends Howard and Shirley. They celebrate Jerry's retirement. Howard and Shirley suggest he try real estate, but Jerry says he just wants to stay home and help Marge. Their granddaughter surprises him with a gift, a new fishing boat. Jerry feels happy, but later tells Marge that he does not even have proper fishing clothes because he always wore work uniforms. Marge tells him they will manage it. A month later, the boat is still unused in the yard. Jerry goes to a store for coffee and a Sudoku puzzle, then visits his friend and accountant, Steve. Steve is busy and explains he is now working as an online travel agent. When they talk about Jerry's money, Steve says his savings have only increased by about 2%. He suggests investing in the stock market to double his money in about 7 years, but Jerry is not interested and leaves. Before leaving, Steve tells Jerry to enjoy his retirement and maybe take the boat out. So Jerry decides to try it. He ties the boat to his pickup truck and drives to the river. But things quickly go wrong. He forgets to set the parking brake, and the truck starts rolling toward the water. In panic, he jumps in to stop it, but forgets the boat is still attached. The whole situation turns into a mess, and he feels frustrated and embarrassed. To calm down, Jerry goes back to the store for coffee. While he is there, he overhears a cashier explaining a lottery game called Windfall to another customer. The cashier explains that when the jackpot reaches $2 million and no one wins all 6 numbers, the money is rolled down to people who match fewer numbers. This means better odds and more smaller prizes. Jerry becomes interested. He sees a pamphlet about Windfall and starts studying it carefully. With the right strategy and enough tickets, it might be possible to consistently make a profit. Excited, Jerry goes to Steve and explains his idea. He shows his calculations and says that buying a large number of tickets during roll-down weeks could guarantee wins. Steve doesn't believe him and thinks Jerry is mistaken, saying it looks like random math and calling it unrealistic because it is still the lottery. Jerry disagrees and insists the math works. Despite the doubt, Jerry goes to the bank and withdraws $2,000, telling the teller Mindy that he will return soon with more money. The next day, he spends the money on Windfall tickets. That night, he carefully watches the lottery results on TV and writes down the winning numbers. He acts secretive when Marge comes in, pretending he is not paying attention. She notices something is off, but Jerry avoids explaining. The next day, he checks his tickets at a cafe and realizes he has lost $327. That night, Jerry and Marge invite their friends Howard and Shirley over for a game night. But Jerry cannot focus at all. He keeps thinking about the lottery and completely zones out while everyone is talking. During the card game, he even forgets the rules and proudly says he has a full house, even though they are playing gin. Everyone looks confused, showing how distracted he really is. After Howard and Shirley leave, Marge notices something is bothering him and gently asks what is wrong. Jerry finally admits that retirement has been hard for him. The two sit together on the porch, and Marge comforts him. She reminds him that life still has good moments, and says that luck can change at any time. Her words suddenly give Jerry an idea. He realizes the mistake in his lottery calculations. He forgot to properly account for probability. That is why he lost money the first time. The next morning, Jerry rushes to the bank, excited about his discovery. He tries explaining probability to the teller, Mindy, using the example of flipping a coin thousands of times. Mindy barely understands what he is talking about, but Jerry is full of confidence now. He first asks for $4,000, then changes it to $6,000, and finally withdraws $8,000, almost all of his savings. He uses the money to buy a huge stack of Windfall lottery tickets. Later, Jerry and Marge have lunch with Howard and Shirley at a diner. They talk about the town's old jazz festival, which was canceled years ago because the town lost too much money after an accident. Then Howard casually mentions that a Windfall roll-down is happening that night and jokes that only crazy people would spend thousands of dollars on lottery tickets. Jerry nearly chokes on his food after hearing that. Later, Jerry carefully checks all his tickets at a cafe. This time, his calculations are correct. He realizes he has won more than $15,000. Trying to keep it secret, Jerry quietly collects the money and hides it inside an old popcorn tin in the pantry. The next day, the family gathers for a barbecue. While inside the house, Jerry catches his granddaughter Lizzie carrying the popcorn tin. Nervous, he quickly stops her and lies that the popcorn inside is old and unhealthy. He takes the tin back, hides the money in a cereal box instead, and returns the empty tin to her. That night, Marge approaches him suspiciously and asks if there is something he wants to tell her. Thinking she discovered the hidden money, Jerry immediately confesses everything. How he found a loophole in the lottery, used their savings, and won $15,000.
I'm playing the lottery and I'm winning $15,000.
To Jerry's surprise, Marge is not angry at all. Instead, she becomes excited and says they should continue. She tells him she wants to finally have some fun after spending most of their lives being responsible adults. The next day, they go to the store planning to reinvest all the money into more lottery tickets. But the cashier tells them the windfall lottery has been shut down in their state. The only place left where they can still play is Massachusetts. Jerry and Marge then visit Steve and show him the math behind the strategy. They explain they are planning a 10-hour road trip to keep playing the game. Surprisingly, Steve immediately says he wants to invest $1,000 too, joking that he will just cancel his cruise trip instead. The next morning, Jerry wakes up and notices Marge is already awake. She has packed food, snacks, and supplies for their long 3-day road trip to Massachusetts. Before Jerry can even properly get ready, Marge excitedly rushes him out the door and they begin the journey together. During the drive, they enjoy snacks, joke around, and have fun like a young couple on an adventure. After many hours, they finally arrive at a gas station in Massachusetts that has a windfall lottery machine. Inside, they meet the store owner, Bill, and tell him they want to buy $16,000 worth of tickets, around 8,000 tickets total. Bill is shocked and explains that the machine only prints about 1,000 tickets every hour, meaning it will take almost 8 hours to finish. Marge happily says they do not mind waiting. That night, Jerry and Marge stay at a small motel. The place reminds them of their younger days, including their honeymoon and prom night. When the lottery numbers are announced on TV, they immediately begin checking all the tickets one by one. They work through the entire night without sleeping. By morning, Jerry finally finishes the calculations. They made $21,000 from the tickets, earning a profit of about $5,000. Jerry later collects the winnings from the Massachusetts lottery office. When he returns to the car, he jokes that he expected security alarms to go off because of how much money he won, but instead the workers simply congratulated him. Marge excitedly wonders if they are the only people who discovered this loophole. At the same time, the movie introduces a Harvard student named Tyler. He is working on a college project about lottery odds. His roommate thinks the topic is boring, but Tyler keeps researching anyway. While studying a windfall ticket, he suddenly notices something strange. Curious, he begins entering the lottery rules into his computer and starts doing calculations of his own. Meanwhile, on the drive home, Marge suddenly asks Jerry to pull the car over. Standing outside together, she tells him she believes this opportunity might be the reason they stayed in their small town all these years. Since Jerry's system works better with more money and more tickets, Marge suggests involving the entire town so everyone can benefit together. The next day, Jerry and Marge meet Steve again and explain their new idea. They want to create a company where townspeople can invest money, allowing them to buy even more lottery tickets and increase profits. Steve loves the plan and invests even more money himself. Soon after, Jerry gathers everyone at the local diner and introduces the company, officially called GS Investment Strategies. He explains that each share in the company costs $500. One resident named Raj wants to join but admits he cannot afford the money. He asks if Jerry accepts other forms of payment instead. In the next scene, Jerry drives home with a quad bike in the back of his truck, showing that Raj traded it as payment for shares. Howard and Shirley also become excited and decide to join the business. They ask whether what they are doing is illegal, but Marge confidently explains that everything is legal because they pay taxes and record all expenses properly. Jerry then calls his daughter Dawn, who agrees to join immediately. However, his son Doug refuses. Doug still feels emotionally distant from his father because Jerry always focused more on numbers and calculations than spending personal time with him. Doug reminds Jerry about when he used to spend weekends searching through coins looking for rare buffalo nickels instead of doing normal father-son activities. But Doug says he simply wanted to do ordinary things with his dad, like playing football. After Doug leaves, Jerry's granddaughter Lizzie excitedly asks to join the business too. Since she is good at drawing logos, Jerry happily gives her a role helping with the company branding. Later, Jerry and Marge return to Bill's store in Massachusetts. This time, they ask to print $40,000 worth of lottery tickets. Bill is stunned and jokingly asks if they are drug dealers. Jerry proudly replies that they are professional lottery players. Bill explains that printing so many tickets will take the entire night, but he also wants to close the store and spend time with his friends. Jerry then offers him a partnership in their company and shows him the logo Lizzie designed for GS Investment Strategies. Excited by the opportunity, Bill immediately asks if he can join too. As Jerry and Marge continue printing lottery tickets, Bill goes outside and excitedly tells his friends about the investment opportunity. Two of them immediately decide to join the company, so Jerry and Marge end up printing even more tickets for the new shareholders. Later that night, the couple returns to their motel. After watching the lottery numbers on TV and writing them down, Jerry says they should grab coffee and start checking tickets right away. Marge smiles flirtatiously and tells him the tickets can wait until morning. Jerry quickly understands what she means. The next morning, loud knocking wakes them up. Jerry opens the door and finds Bill standing there, extremely excited. Bill explains that they do not need to manually count all the tickets anymore because the lottery office already sent a report showing the winning tickets sold at the store. The total winnings are $82,000, and since Jerry and Marge bought every ticket printed there, all the money belongs to them. Meanwhile, in Boston, a struggling news company pressures one of its reporters, Maya, to find a big viral story that can attract attention and save the business. Back in Ever, Jerry and Marge keep increasing their lottery investments during every roll-down week, and their profits continue growing. To stay safe in case of a government audit, they carefully store every single ticket in their garage. Soon, the entire town becomes involved in the business, and the lottery strategy turns into a source of pride and excitement for everyone. At Harvard, Tyler finally completes his research project called Windfall. His roommate is shocked after seeing the calculations and asks if the loophole is real. Tyler confirms that his simulations prove the strategy works. The only problem is they need a lot of money to start. Instead of asking his father for help, Tyler gathers students from his dorm and gives them an inspiring speech. He explains the loophole and tells everyone to secretly ask their parents for money by pretending they need school supplies. He also assigns everyone the job of filling out hundreds of lottery slips so they avoid duplicate number combinations. Back in Ever, Howard and Shirley take Doug to see the old rundown amphitheater where the town's jazz festival used to happen before an accident shut it down years ago. They explain that they want to rebuild it using lottery profits. Later, Doug visits Jerry and helps organize the mountains of lottery tickets in the garage. Jerry explains they must save every losing ticket for legal protection in case the IRS investigates them. Doug then reveals that the town hired him to renovate the amphitheater. Jerry surprises Doug by telling him he secretly made him a shareholder in the company from the very beginning. Doug becomes emotional, and Jerry jokingly says he did not want to count nickels without him. Later, Jerry and Marge host a shareholder meeting at a local bookstore. Everyone applauds as Jerry explains how successful the company has become. He says they plan to use future profits to rebuild the amphitheater, bring back Jazz Fest, and continue improving the town. Before Jerry can even finish discussing the profits, Raj interrupts and asks why there is no food at the meeting. He says meetings should happen at dinner time instead. Everyone immediately agrees and leaves together for the diner, showing how much trust they have in Jerry without even caring about the numbers. At the diner, Jerry and Marge reveal their biggest plan yet to Steve. They are preparing to spend $600,000 on the next lottery round. Steve is shocked by how risky it sounds. Jerry explains that the lottery game may end soon, so they want to maximize profits while they still can. The biggest challenge is not the money. It is the time required to print all the tickets. To help them, Bill introduces Jerry to another store owner with a second lottery machine, allowing them to print tickets much faster. At the same time, reporter Maya finally uncovers something suspicious. She discovers public records showing that one man keeps driving 10 hours to Massachusetts every few weeks and repeatedly winning huge lottery prizes. She and her boss become convinced that something unusual is happening. While Marge is busy printing tickets at Bill's store, a woman storms in angrily, grabs beer, insults Bill, and leaves. Bill casually explains that she is his wife and that they are getting divorced. He jokes that his lottery profits helped him afford the divorce. Bill then says he hopes to find a woman like Marge someday, only younger. Marge laughs and gives him relationship advice, saying sometimes the frogs in life are actually more fun than the princes. Back at Harvard, Tyler proudly announces that their group has won $50,000. Everyone celebrates, but Eric reveals worrying news. Another group has also discovered the loophole, which is reducing their profits. Eric admits he hacked into the state lottery system to track the competition and discovered the other group is operating from Sunderland, not far away from them. The Harvard group decides to visit their competitors personally. At Bill's store, Jerry fixes his hair and buys champagne because he wants to celebrate his 46th wedding anniversary with Marge. They share drinks, play music, and dance together in the empty store. Suddenly, Tyler and Eric walk in. They are shocked to discover that their mysterious competitors are simply an elderly couple dancing in a liquor store instead of some criminal organization. Tyler offers Jerry a partnership deal. He suggests combining Harvard's money and strategy with Jerry's operation to make even larger profits. But Jerry politely refuses, saying they are happy doing things their own way. Tyler then arrogantly explains advanced mathematical concepts and claims Jerry does not fully understand how much more efficient Harvard's methods are. Jerry calmly replies that Tyler's calculations ignore important real-world factors like human mistakes and the time needed to print tickets. According to Jerry, all Tyler's complicated strategy only increases profits by a tiny amount. Annoyed by Tyler's attitude, Eric finally tells him to stop talking. Jerry and Marge simply smile and continue dancing together. At the same time, Bill finally completes his divorce. His wife takes the house, but Bill only cares about keeping his shares in GS investment strategies. Outside the lawyer's office, his ex-wife angrily asks what he even does with the investment. Bill proudly replies that they win the lottery every month before driving away happily. Back in Ever, Raj tells Marge he dreams of reopening his old ice cream shop. Marge explains there may be a way to lease the building again, and says Jerry can help explain the financial details better. Elsewhere, Steve proudly shows Jerry his new red Ferrari. He even offers to let Jerry borrow it while he goes on vacation to Mexico, but Jerry politely refuses. While drinking coffee together, Jerry tells Steve about the Harvard students. Steve is not too worried. He believes Jerry and Marge still have the advantage because they personally handle all the printing and ticket checking themselves. Jerry admits that he and Marge actually enjoy doing the work together. Later in Massachusetts, their daughter Dawn helps them sort through huge piles of tickets. She quickly becomes exhausted from the work, but admits she enjoys finally spending quality time with her parents. Meanwhile, reporter Maya visits the state lottery headquarters and speaks with the CEO, Grazio. She subtly brings up a mysterious player from Michigan who keeps winning large amounts of money. Grazio immediately assumes she is talking about a retiree, accidentally revealing that he already knows more about the situation than he should. Back in Ever, Jerry goes to Leon's store for his usual coffee and is surprised to see Tyler waiting for him. Tyler coldly tells Jerry that he no longer wants a partnership. Instead, he wants Jerry and his group to stop playing the lottery completely. Tyler admits that his group once hacked into the lottery system and threatens Jerry, saying they could hack his bank accounts, credit cards, and identity too. Tyler says it is nothing personal. He simply wants all the profits for himself. Before leaving, Tyler smugly tells Jerry to enjoy his retirement years. Jerry returns home deeply upset. Marge is excitedly preparing for their next trip, but Jerry sadly tells her they are done playing the lottery. She is shocked. That evening, Jerry announces the decision during a shareholder meeting. Everyone in town is disappointed. Jerry lies and says there are new risks and variables in the game. Later, Leon secretly tells Doug about Tyler threatening Jerry. Doug confronts his father and refuses to let him quit because of some arrogant college student. He reminds Jerry that the lottery business brought life and happiness back to the town. Because of Jerry, people started dreaming again. After Doug leaves, Jerry reflects on his past mistakes as a father. He remembers taking Doug fishing as a teenager. Instead of listening to Doug talk about a girl he liked, Jerry became distracted calculating the speed of the river current. He sometimes overlooks what truly matters. At home, Marge reminds Jerry that another roll-down week is coming soon. Jerry says he knows, but he believes quitting is the right thing to do. Marge gently reminds him that he has never been someone who gives up easily. Using one of Jerry's own math analogies, she says they have always faced risks together and should not stop now. Her words inspire him. Soon afterward, Jerry and Marge are driving back to Massachusetts again. Meanwhile, at Harvard, Tyler learns that his group did not receive the full jackpot because Jerry's team still played. Furious that Jerry ignored his threats, Tyler creates a new plan. He explains to Eric that the jackpot grows by $100,000 every day until it reaches $2 million and triggers a roll down. The problem is finding the money. Tyler pitches the idea to wealthy friends of his father, promising them huge profits. Even though the plan is risky, the investors are impressed and agree to fund it. Tyler then sends students to multiple lottery stores to begin printing massive amounts of tickets. A few days later, Jerry and Marge arrive at their motel when Bill suddenly rushes in with shocking news. The roll-down already happened weeks earlier than expected. Jerry instantly realizes Tyler caused it. He immediately drives to Harvard and finds Tyler celebrating with the students. Tyler jokingly asks whether Jerry came there to fight him. Jerry calmly says he is disappointed, not in Tyler, but in himself for letting someone selfish affect him so deeply. He tells Tyler that being the smartest person in the room is not what truly matters. What matters is the people around you and the good you do together. Jerry tells Tyler that being smart means nothing if you only use people to make money. He points at the students helping him and asks what Tyler has actually done for them. Jerry then leaves. His words affect the students deeply, and they stop counting tickets, abandoning Tyler completely. Back in Ever, Steve and Bill suggest fighting back by secretly triggering the roll-down themselves. But Jerry refuses because it would hurt normal lottery players. Instead, Jerry meets with the lottery officials and convinces them to make the jackpot public online and add more lottery machines at Liquor Hut. Tyler soon realizes Jerry ruined his strategy and becomes furious. Meanwhile, reporter Maya discovers that both Jerry and Tyler have been winning huge amounts for months. As she investigates, she realizes Jerry and Marge are not greedy people. They used the money to help rebuild their town, reopen businesses, and bring people together. Soon, the entire lottery loophole is exposed in the news, and the state announces the windfall game will shut down forever after one final roll down. Tyler's face ends up all over the news, and his father angrily pulls him out of Harvard. That night, Jerry and Marge think they are attending a normal shareholder meeting, but instead they find the entire town celebrating at a huge jazz fest party rebuilt with lottery profits. Everyone cheers for them because they changed the town's future. Then the townspeople surprise them again by bringing thousands of lottery tickets for one final play. As music plays, Jerry and Marge dance together while the whole town celebrates around them. Marge jokingly says she wishes they had won the jackpot at least once. Jerry smiles and says he already did by having her. In the end, Jerry, Marge, and their group earn a total of $27 million and use the money to continue helping their town. Hope you enjoyed the movie recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel for more amazing recaps.